lot of the intricate conversations about Leighton 1 and 2 specifically and how different they
Mhm.
could be. And I really wanted to push that as much as possible.
You
From what
pushed
I
it. One universe you was rich. I would have did that too.
Yeah, exactly. So we on set we always call Jason 1, Tim Cook, Leighton.
Okay.
Sorry, Leighton number 1, Tim Cook Leighton, and then Leighton number 2, Diddy Leighton.
First and foremost, I just want to jump in here. I was listening to one Dark Matter got me glued every week. And your every all the characters amazing. But I want to know, I know that this came from a book. I want to know, and you actually were a fan of the book, and read the book. I want to know what your thoughts were from the translation from it being a book to it being on screen.
Yeah. First of all, yeah, man, it's great to see you again, man. Always a pleasure to chat with you. The truth is, yeah, I'd read the book before the series and really loved the book. I thought it was amazing. And frankly speaking, when the role came around, I remember thinking to myself, like, I wonder who they're interested in me playing because I didn't know what character it was. And from reading the book, I was like, I don't really know black people in this book. So when I found out it was Leighton, I was like, oh, interesting. They want to go that route with the character. And in the books, he's one of those characters that's a bit of a mystery. He's not really fleshed out. But in talking with Blake and Apple and David Mansborough and some of our producers, like they really wanted to stretch him out and really use him as a vehicle for story.
Yeah.
And it gave me so much bandwidth to really do whatever it is I wanted to do. You know what I mean? Like literally wardrobe, his dressing, a lot of the intricate conversations about Leighton 1 and 2 specifically and how different they could be. And I really wanted to push that as much as possible.
You
From what
pushed
I
it. One universe you was rich. I would have did that too.
Yeah, exactly. So we on set we always call Jason 1, Tim Cook
Okay.
Leighton. Sorry, Leighton number 1, Tim Cook Leighton, and then Leighton number 2, Diddy Leighton. So that
Yep.
should give you an idea of how we treated on set. But it was amazing, man. It was amazing. And this is one of those rare ones where I feel like the show is better than the book. And I think Blake Crouch would agree with me, where I really do think it's not that the book is bad. No, the book is excellent. I just think the show takes it to another level.
Yeah. So I have to ask this question, Dayo. Would
Yeah.
you go into the box? Would you go into the box?
Pause. Yeah, for sure. I mean, like, listen, I know I've asked Blake the same question, and Blake was like, no, he wouldn't go into the box. He's like, my life is perfect the way it is, but it's incredibly, if I could come back, if I could go in the box and just, you know what I'm saying, go around a little bit, see some stuff, and then come back to my life, if I wanted to, then yeah, I would. Why not? Let's go see all the different, variations of my life that are out there for sure. It's too much, man. The prospect is just too delicious not to try.
Understand. Which clearly your character definitely agreed with you.
Yes,
So
sir.
to definitely go through that. So I also want to know, we're talking about the parallel universes, and let's say you did go, would you stay if you had all of the information you had here, but the people in your life were not in those same spaces? Let's say you kept the family, but the wife or the friend or all of those were different and you were a different place. Would you try it out? Would you go? Would you stay somewhere else if you had that option?
That's a dangerous question. I mean, luckily, I love my family and I love my life, like that aspect. So that would not be the reason that I stayed. No. I like the people that I call family right now. So that would not be the reason to stay at all.
Perfect. And my last question is, what is it about these type of like psychological thrillers where you're trying to figure out, because I cannot wait to the end, because it's like at the end, but now it's like I'm hoping that it explains what the hell happened, because I didn't read the book. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
But I want to know, what is it about these particular films that keeps you interested and wants you to be a part of it?
Yeah, the truth is, yeah, sometimes there are these shows that come along that, call themselves, these psychological thrillers that, in my opinion, get really frustrating because all they do is just ask questions constantly. and the audience is trying to keep up with all these different questions, and at the end you're just like, okay, this is just homework, like for no reason. But why I love our story is whenever we, leave the audience with a question or mystery, in 2, 3 episodes, we answer that mystery. And so I think what happens then is one, it's a very rewarding experience for the audience member because we take our time with it. Our show is very deliberately paced. Um, but I think it makes the show incredibly rewatchable. I can see somebody getting to the end of the season and then going to watch the show again, and knowing what you see so much that of the breadcrumbs that were put in place, to build from episode to episode. I think it's actually a much more rewarding experience going all the way through on second viewing than the first viewing, because you're on the first viewing, you're on the back foot, you don't quite know what's going on, but once you know what's going on, the second viewing is so much is great. And that's the nature of mysteries, man. I don't know what it is. It just reaches into that deep down thing of inside all of us that wants to recognize patterns and figure something out and try to best the writer of the show. Like, oh, I know where he's going, but with our show, you really don't know where it's going. So, but I think we have a very, very satiating show. I think our last episode of hopefully what would be a season 1, praying for a season 2, is really going to deliver. I think it's a great episode of television, and it really wraps up everything for season 1 in a very great way.
Yeah, no, you're definitely right. I watched it multiple times, like the first episode, 2 episode. I watched it myself. Then I told my father about it. I watched it with him. And I said, "Oh, got that part." Then I watched it again with my best friend. So yes, love the rewatch. But that's all my time, my brother. Thank you so much. This was amazing, and congratulations. I can't wait for it to wrap up, and then season
Thank you,
2.
man. Thank you. It's always a pleasure talking to you, bro.
Of course, you too. Talk soon.